Thanks for tuning in. The 1960s was the golden era of muscle cars. Automakers like Dodge were manufacturing some of the most iconic and powerful cars at the time. In this episode, we'll review the quickest Dodge muscle cars from 1969. Stay tuned and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as we get into the countdown. Number 14. Dodge Polara 500 383 Convertible, 7.3 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Polara 500 383 was a step up in the Polara lineup, emphasizing premium features and the 383 V8 that offered a balance of performance and reliability. The Polara 500's long, low-slung body helped reduce wind resistance at higher speeds. Its streamlined shape, smooth lines, and sloped rear deck also aided in this effort. The car also featured a heavy-duty suspension system that handled the powerful engine and maintained comfort at high speeds. Under the hood was a 383 cubic inch V8 with a compression ratio of 9.5 to 1. Its 4-barrel carburetor helped produce 330 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds. Number 13. Dodge Dart GTS 383. 6.9 seconds. The Dart GTS, which stood for Gran Turismo Sport, was positioned as a high-performance version of the Dart lineup, and its 383 cubic inch V8 made it one of the fastest cars of its era. The Dart GTS benefited from being lightweight, around 3,200 pounds. Its compact body reduced drag compared to larger muscle cars, which helped it achieve impressive performance. It used a suspension with torsion bars in the front and leaf springs in the rear. While the suspension wasn't as sophisticated as those in higher-end muscle cars, it was effective for such a car. Under the hood was a 383 cubic inch V8 with a 4-barrel carburetor. This engine produced 330 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds. Number 12. Dodge Polara 500 440 Magnum, 6.7 seconds. The Polara 500 was a high-trim version, offering more luxury than the base model. When equipped with the 440 Magnum engine, it became a formidable machine, blending muscle car power with full-size comfort. Under the hood was the 440 cubic inch V8 with a 4-barrel carburetor sitting on top. This engine produced 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds. Number 11. Dodge Super Bee 446 Pack, 6.3 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Super Bee 446 Pack was a quintessential muscle car from Dodge. The 6-pack name referred to the triple 2-barrel carburetors feeding the 440 cubic inch engine. This was intended to rival the Plymouth Roadrunner in the races. The Super Bee's wide stance, long hood, and short deck contributed to decent aerodynamics for the era. Its suspension system was a heavy-duty setup intended to handle the car's immense power. It featured torsion bars in the front, leaf springs in the rear, and reinforced shocks and bushings. Under the hood was the 440 cubic inch V8. This engine, with a 6-pack carburetor system, produced 390 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that enabled the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds. Number 10. Dodge Charger 500 440, 6.2 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger 500 440 was a special edition designed to dominate NASCAR. Dodge needed a more aerodynamic version of the Charger to compete with Ford's Torino. Thus, the Charger 500 was born. The Charger 500 had a flush-mounted Coronet grille instead of the standard Charger's recessed grille. Its distinctive rear window was replaced with a flush-mounted rear window, dramatically reducing turbulence and drag at the car's rear. The Charger 500's suspension system was built to handle the power of the big block 440 engine and the stresses of high-speed racing. Similar to other B-body Mopar muscle cars, it used torsion bars in the front and leaf springs in the rear. Under the hood was the 440 cubic inch V8 Magnum engine with a 4-barrel carburetor. This engine produced 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Number 9. Dodge Charger RT 440, 6 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger RT 440 was one of the most powerful muscle cars of the late 1960s. The RT stood for road and track, signifying its capability as a daily driver and a high-performance vehicle. The 1969 Dodge Charger RT was famous for its distinctive and aggressive look. Its long hood, fastback roofline, and hidden headlamps gave it a streamlined, almost futuristic appearance. The suspension system featured torsion bars in the front, leaf springs in the rear, and heavy-duty shocks and stabilizer bars. This setup gave the Charger RT decent handling for its size. Under the hood was a 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 producing 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds. Number 8. Dodge Dart GTS 440. 6 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Dart GTS 440 was an extreme variant of the compact Dart. Known for its brutal performance, the Dart GTS 440 was a street-legal drag racer that rivaled the Chevy Nova SS 396. The 1969 Dart GTS 440 was based on Dodge's A-body platform, which was much smaller and lighter than the B-body platforms used in larger muscle cars like the Charger. This lightweight construction made it extremely fast in a straight line. The suspension system was beefed up to handle the extra weight of the big block engine and the immense power it produced. On the front, it was reinforced to handle the added weight of the 440 engine, while at the rear, heavy-duty shocks provided traction during hard acceleration. Under the hood was the 440 cubic inch V8 Magnum with a 4-barrel carburetor. This big block engine produced 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car reach 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds. Are you ready for our top 7 quickest Dodge muscle cars from 1969? Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, which helps us create more episodes. Number 7. Dodge Charger Daytona 426 Hemi, 5.8 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona 426 Hemi was built to dominate NASCAR. To achieve this, Dodge took the already successful Charger and transformed it into an aerodynamic masterpiece, then equipped it with the legendary 426 Hemi engine. The Charger Daytona had a distinctive appearance, with its massive rear wing and pointed nose enhancing high-speed performance. Its suspension system was modified to handle the extreme speeds during the track. Similar to other B-body Chargers, it used a torsion bar front suspension and leaf springs in the rear, but it was reinforced to manage the added stress. Under the hood was the 426 Hemi V8 engine with dual 4-barrel carburetors. It produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. Number 6. Dodge Charger 500 426 Hemi, 5.7 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger 500 426 Hemi was built to compete in NASCAR, thus taking advantage of the legendary 426 Hemi engine. The Dodge team undertook extensive wind tunnel testing to optimize the Charger's shape, making modifications to improve its drag coefficient. The result was a more aerodynamic version of the Charger that featured a fastback design and a flush-mounted rear window, which were crucial for reducing drag and enhancing high-speed stability. The Charger 500's suspension system was robust enough to handle the power of the 426 Hemi and the demands of high speed. It utilized a torsion bar suspension on the front and leaf springs at the rear. The 426 Hemi V8 produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, which helped the car reach 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds. Number 5. Dodge Charger Daytona 440 Magnum, 5.6 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona 440 Magnum combined innovative design, performance, and a bold racing heritage. Like other Chrysler muscle cars, its development was driven by the desire to compete with Ford and Chevy in NASCAR. Engineers worked meticulously to design features that would reduce drag and increase stability at high speeds. This Daytona featured a pointed nose cone that improved airflow and reduced drag. Also, the large rear wing was designed to generate downforce at high speeds, and this kept the rear tires planted to the ground. The Daytona was equipped with a torsion bar front suspension and leaf springs on the rear. These features made the Daytona capable of handling the rigors of racing and street driving. Under the hood was a 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 producing 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.6 seconds. Number 4. Dodge Super Bee 426 Hemi, 5.4 seconds. The Dodge Super Bee, based on the Dodge Coronet platform, was introduced in 1968 as a more affordable performance car aimed at younger buyers. In 1969, Dodge further enhanced its performance credentials by equipping it with a 426 Hemi. The Super Bee had a muscular, aggressive stance, a wide front grille, and a long hood. Many Super Bees also came with a rear spoiler that helped generate some downforce at high speeds. The car featured a torsion bar front suspension and leaf springs on the rear, which helped manage weight distribution effectively. Under the hood, the 426 Hemi V8 roared, producing 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car reach 60 miles per hour in only 5.4 seconds. Number 3. Dodge Coronet RT 440 Magnum, 5.4 seconds. The 1969 Coronet RT was introduced to revitalize Dodge's lineup of performance-oriented vehicles. The RT was positioned as a performance model within the Coronet lineup, featuring upgraded styling, suspension, and powertrain options. This car featured a wide front grille and a sculpted hood. Its front suspension utilized a torsion bar, while the rear had leaf springs, providing excellent ride quality and handling characteristics. Under the hood was a 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 producing 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car pull from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. Number 2. Dodge Coronet RT Hemi Convertible, 5 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Coronet RT Hemi Convertible featured powerful engineering and aggressive styling. Its long hood and short rear deck gave it a classic muscle car silhouette. The Coronet RT utilized a torsion bar front suspension and leaf springs on the rear. These suspension features enabled the Coronet RT Hemi Convertible to maintain control and responsiveness even at high speeds. The legendary 426 Hemi V8 produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped the car accelerate to 60 miles per hour in 5 seconds. Number 1. Dodge Charger RT Hemi, 4.9 seconds. The 1969 Dodge Charger RT Hemi is known for its aggressive design, impressive performance, and innovative engineering. The Hemi V8 had already seen success in racing, and adding it to the 1969 model was intended to appeal to many race enthusiasts. The Charger's long hood and fastback rear design helped reduce drag, improving high-speed stability. Additionally, it was designed to maintain a balanced weight distribution with a torsion bar front and rear leaf spring suspension system. The 426 Hemi V8 produced 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, which helped the Charger RT accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds. Thanks for watching today's episode. Which of these muscle cars is your favorite? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't already yet, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the like button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we release new episodes.